Type 2 factoring, and this is going to be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, where the coefficient, this a, is going to be bigger than 1. And we're going to use the crisscross up-down method, which is a different method of doing factoring, and we'll explain to you how that works. So let's go to it. All right, type 2 factoring, remember, you must always GCF first. If there is something in common with all three terms or both terms, you need to take that out and then see what you have left over. So the first thing you're going to want to do is factor the first term, the quadratic term. That would be the 3 in this particular example. And then find all the factors in the last term, which is your constant term, which would be 7. And then you're going to crisscross by multiplying up first and then multiplying down first. And the whole point of this is to make sure that the middle term, when you add or subtract them together, will make the factors that you have will make that middle term. You need to watch the sign rule. So in other words, on this particular problem, 3x squared plus 10x plus 7, the plus in the back, of course, means they are the same sign, and up in the front tells us it's both going to be positive. So you have to watch those sign rules, otherwise you could get the wrong answer even though you crisscrossed right. Remember, if it's a plus in the back, same sign. If it's a minus in the back, that means the signs are different. So one will have to be a positive, one will have to be a negative. So in this example, 3x squared plus 10x plus 7, I want to find the factors of 3, or things that multiply to give you 3. I put down 3 and 1. And then I want to find the things that multiply to give you 7, so I wrote down 7 and 1. So I'm going to multiply up, that's 1 times 7, and I put it right here. And then 3 times 1, I'll put it right here. Now, I needed to make a positive 10, so that's what I've got down here. Does 7 and 3 make 10? Yes, it does. If that works and the signs are all the same and straight, then you can go ahead and put your signs in. If I used a positive 7 here, I go straight across and put a plus right there. If I have a positive 3 right here, I go straight across and put a plus right here. And then horizontally, this makes my factors. So it would be 3x plus 7 and x plus 1. And those are the factors that make this. Now you can check your work by doing the box. Okay, so make your little box. Okay, and this is going to be a binomial times a binomial, so we need 4 windows, and I can put 3x, and then the 7, and then x, and then the 1, and you want to check your work. 3 times 1 is 3, x times x is x squared. Right. All right, 7 times x is 7x. 3x times 1 is 3x. And then 7 times 1 is 7. And remember, when we do the box to check, the diagonals are usually your like terms that you need to add together. So my final answer would be 3x squared plus, and then you check your middle and add those together. 3x and 7x makes 10x. And then the last term is plus 7. And you should get the same exact thing that you started with, which we did. Okay? And you can check your work also with your calculator. If you'll pull up your calculator, okay, and we're going to type in y equals 3x squared plus 10x plus 7, and then what we decided the factors were 3x plus 7, and use parentheses, 3x plus 7, close that off, use the next one for x plus 1. Now, if they are in fact the right factors, these two things will be equivalent, which means they will make the same exact graph. So you go to the graph, and there's the first one. And when this finishes up right here and it's 1u, then you know you've got it right. So you can check it by the box. You can check it with your calculator. So you shouldn't have any reason to get these wrong. All right, so let's do one more example together so you can see me do it all the way through. Let's do one with negatives. Okay, let's do 2x squared minus x minus 10. All right. So we know it's a type 2 because there is some number bigger than 1 in front of the quadratic term. So we want to go ahead and decide what things multiply to give you 2. Well, we can say 1 and 2. Okay, what multiplies to give you 10? 1 and 10 and 5 and 2. So let's try 5 and 2. And if these don't work, then we can always change them around. All right, what I need is it to end up with a negative 1. Now, because I have a minus in the back right here, that means that one of these numbers has to be positive and one has to be negative. So let's try it. Multiply up, that's 10. Multiply down, that's 2. All right, looking at that, there's no way I can get this to make a negative 1. So something is wrong, so I'll have to go back and erase and try something different. Let's try just switching these. Put the 2 on the top and the 5. Let's try that. Multiply up, I get a 4. Multiply down, I get a 5. All right, I need to have a negative 1, and if I subtract these, I can get 1. But I've got to be careful because I need a negative 1. So that means the bigger number gets whatever sign's right here, so the bigger number is 5. So then, this number is positive, so I go right across and put a plus. This number is negative, I go right across and put a negative. I put my x's in the front, and then I circle my factors. So this is going to be x plus 2 and 2x minus 5. Those are the factors that will make this, and again, you can check it by doing a box or use your calculator and double check them. Let's do a box really quick just to remember. I'm going to have x and a 2, 2x, and a negative 5. All right, 2 times 1 is 2. X times x is x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x. Negative 5 times x, negative 5x. And negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. All right, and look in the middle. And those are like terms, so you put them together. So when I'm finished, I have 2x squared. Negative 5 and a positive 4 make a negative x, and then negative 10. So if I did it right, this should be what I ended up with. And this is what I started with, so they are the same, so these are correct. And that's all you do with crisscross up down. It's very, very easy to do. You just do the factors. And if you don't get the right things when you come over here to work it out, switch them around. Switch these sometimes. Switch these sometimes. Use different factors, whatever you need to do. A lot of times you can see the patterns once you get to doing these a lot. So if you have any problems with this, come see me in school and I will help you work on this. See you in class.